So, I've titled like every other title on YouTube. Japan won't solve all your problems. And, it might be the gaijin effect. It might be all these other things that all these other YouTubers have told you. I'm sure in your head you've seen the videos where they're just like, hey, you're the problem, if you don't fix your own problems, that means therefore you can't go to Japan. And to an extent that is true, but I feel like it's also a misunderstanding. And I feel like we should first, before we even say that you're the problem, I feel like we have to understand, why do you like Japan so much? Why do I, why do you, why do your friends, why does everybody to an extent love Japan, and why is that so unique to them, and why and where does it come from? I'm sure if you're just like, you love Japan because it's the food, it's the people, it's the culture, it's the tradition, something of that nature, then this video might be very helpful. So I want to dive into this idea, and I don't know if you've ever read the book, it's a textbook, Japan Culture and the Four Seasons by Haro Shirane. It's the understanding of this idea, or this ideal, of secondary nature. And I will paraphrase a quote here so you understand what I mean. Shirane harps on the fact that the association of elegance, harmony, and respect describes this notion of secondary nature, resulting in the influence on every major cultural form in the pre-modern period. End of quote, Shirane, page 9. So what is he describing? What am I talking about here? Well, if you've ever walked in Japan, if you've ever talked to anybody in Japanese, do you ever understand that there's keigo, right? You understand there's that, right? So if we understand that, why is there this social class and this social order of things in the way that they're structured? Even the bento boxes you eat, there are certain placements of where everything is, or the ikebana arrangement. You see how everything is put in a place where it seems out of the ordinary, but it's actually all made on purpose? Well, it's this idea of secondary nature. It's this idea of elegance and respect. It's a inner deepening and attention to detail of consideration. And even when you talk to Japanese people, I can guarantee you, they pay very close attention to how you act and the way that you are. It's super important that you understand this, and I feel like you do. But I feel like I don't think you understand where it comes from, right? And that's the reason why when you go to Japan, you're a little lost and a little confused most of the time. And it's not a bad thing, You're a foreigner, you don't know what you're doing. But to an extent, I feel like it's important for you to understand this before you plan to move to Japan and hope that it will save you, or hope that it will help you with all your problems, because nothing will. Shirine discusses secondary nature as ni, ji, teki, shizen, as this extension of the interaction or intersection and unity between both the human world and the natural world, to conclude the elegance as a respectful ideal and consideration. So even like when you walk down the street in Tokyo, just imagine that. You walk down the street in Tokyo, you see a bunch of people in Japan, you look at how they dress, you look at how they walk, you look at how they talk, you meet someone at the bar, they treat you very kindly, and they walk away like nothing happened. Why do you see this interpretation or this identity or this ideal in place? Why is it that they do it this way? Well, it's not only part of the culture. It's this idea of respect that it's very hard to explain, but it stems from this root idea of secondary nature between the interpretation of the way that they see the world. And if you understand it, right? If you understand why they arrange things in a certain way, why they talk the way that they talk, these behaviors, you come to appreciate more. And when you go there, you have a better experience. So the second one, you're the problem. We know this. You are the problem. You know you are the problem. You know the fact that you can't speak Japanese is also another problem. Or the other fact of you just not taking the consideration of understanding the culture is also another problem. These things, all these things, you must learn these things. It's very important for you. And I don't want to rant on you. I'm not your dad. I'm not your mom. I'm not I'm not any parent figure. I'm just this YouTube guy that's on YouTube talking about this. But at the end of the day, it's all on you to truly consider what you have to do. And also at the end of the day, if you have mom problems, daddy problems, you have all these other issues about you, well, Japan will not help you. We already know this. All these other YouTubers have told you in their videos. They've told you. They've explained it. Even if you go to Thailand, even if you go to Vietnam, even if you romanticize about Bali, or, even in Europe, you go to London, Italy, Vienna, France, all these other areas. no matter how much you romanticize, it will not fix your problem. So at the end of the day, I feel like focus on you and establish a foundation of cultural understanding of Japan before you go. Because it goes a long way. Believe me. People appreciate it. Next one. You'll never be Japanese. Oh my god, the gaijin effect. Yes, the gaijin effect, unfortunately. So, we know with every country there's negatives and positives, you know? And some people can argue that Japan has more positives than negative. Some people argue that there's more negative than positive. And those people left. So, we understand Japan inherently has a level of quote-unquote xenophobia or a level of racism. But at the end of the day, you have to understand this other understanding. It's like, it's been in the centuries of when Japan, before the pre-modern period. So maybe around the Tokugawa rule and before the 17th century, it's been nothing but an isolated culture. You know, it's been nothing but a village lifestyle. If we take that into consideration, right? Think about some random person that you don't know from some foreign land walking into your place, you know, and into your house and like trying to talk to you and try to converse with you and acting like you know them, but you don't know them and you didn't grow up with them. So it's like this idea of a village lifestyle. It's like you have to be like, you have to consider that, and you have to consider it's an island culture. And because of that, that's what makes Japan Japan. It's so isolated because of the ocean, right? So isolated and so unique. And that is what makes it important to understand these different things. And I recommend this book here. It's called Making a Modern Japan. Now, it's by Harvard University. It's going to be an academic type of book, but it's by Jansen Marius B. If you understand the history and the behavioral aspects on the way that they interact with life in Japan, of the village life, or you know, the way that the Tokugawa rule actually created their class and power relations and influence on Japan to create, in the end, the Meiji Restoration. You know, if you understand every step that became what Japan is, you can respect and appreciate where it comes from, and you can appreciate your interactions with people, and that's very important. Next one. Speak Japanese or leave. I hate to say it to you guys. You know, I feel like even Japan even imposed probably something about speaking better Japanese. If you guys want to live and work there, so speak goddamn Japanese, guys. Oh my god, like none of you guys can speak Japanese, and like for whatever reason you complain about the fact that it sucks. You know, you complain about Japan sucking when you're the one that's not even learning anything about it. You know, so it's like, makes me scratch my head a little bit. It's like, do you actually respect Japan and do you actually appreciate the culture, or do you just go there for the sake of going there and just feeling good? You know, just because you think Japanese girls are easy, or I can make friends with all these other Japanese people because I'm like whatever, I'm a foreigner. You know, I speak English. That's far from the truth, guys. It's far from that, and I feel like, if you took the time out of your day, the time out of your lifestyle to truly dedicate a few hours just studying Japanese, you would make a big difference in the way that you interact and the way that you act in Japan. Because I feel like, again, it's this misunderstanding that you guys don't understand, is that YouTubers have been pushing this narrative on you, on the fact that you are the problem, and I would say it is, but also it's just a complete misunderstanding for you to not take any form of action to appreciate the culture before you go. So establishing this framework, this fundamental understanding of what you need to do before you go is very important, so you can understand. Because I used to misunderstand Japan too, you know. I'm not blaming you, I'm blaming myself. I used to misunderstand Japan a lot. I thought that, you know, they just don't like me. And that, to an extent, is true, because you misunderstand the culture. It's not the fact that they don't like you, it's just that you don't understand the Japanese culture. You just don't understand the way. So, anyways, I don't have any books for you to read, but I can tell you what I'm working on. It's like, right here, Genki, Integrated Japanese Level 2. I would say it's helpful, but I feel like the best way to learn Japanese, in my opinion, and I think I'm around N4 to N3, I'm going into N3, I would say, is that remember recall on understanding what you're reading and like discussing about it with someone in Japanese will help you tremendously. So it's about learning that. And then I got some books I'm reading. Again, got these from the library. So actually, guys, like take the time out of your life to dedicate, 5 years, 10 years into learning Japanese. Because I feel like the people that go there, like you guys are planning to move there, going there, right? You guys just don't respect Japan the way that it should be. You guys just don't respect Japanese people the way that they should be respected. And you might be like, oh my god, Josh, that is a very selfish way to talk about Japan. Yeah, it probably is. It probably is. But I feel like you, as a person, must go. And I don't want to continue ranting, because you guys get the message, but go do something. And do it soon. Sooner the better, and you would inherently understand more of the culture and what I'm talking about.